Hello again to everyone. This video commentary is about chapter 8 and 9 that you have to study this week. And in chapter 8, pretty much what we have at the center or core of the attention is the role of promotional activities, particularly advertising, as part of the broader marketing mix, which in this case, remember, for hospitality and tourism services, instead of having 4 Ps, we have the 7 Ps, right? Adding people, process, and physical evidence to the traditional 4 Ps. Now, in this case, as you can see on your screen, the available tools that marketers have to communicate, to promote products, services, and their brands are fundamentally advertising, which connects and articulates with other tools of the promotional mix. For example, sales promotions, discounts, incentives, price off deals, etc., that are communicated through advertisement elements, right? Now, you also have public relations, which are non-paid exposures that favor positive attitudes and goodwill towards the brand. You have personal selling, which is very connected with direct marketing activities, right? Like database marketing, telemarketing, in which you have some type of sales effort, which again can be supplemental with sales promotions. And ultimately, one of the goals that you want to have with your promotional mix is to generate positive word of mouth recommendations. And what we have seen in recent years is that there is a closer integration between the offline activities and the online activities. As you see at the bottom of this table, the internet marketing options that, one more time, some of these promotional mix tools can be integrated into digital or internet marketing strategies. Now, I would like you to pay attention also to the broader picture. As you see on this table on your screen, over the years, there have been different models or approaches to try to organize and understand the effects, the hierarchy of effects that are accomplished through promotional and communication activities. And if you see at the right-hand side column, at the extreme right-hand side column, the most recent models in this regard establish the 4 areas on which different marketing activities and promotional mix tools work on, which can be first to generate an awareness that will be equivalent to the perception of the audience, of the customer or the buyer, right? These promotional mix activities, such as advertisement, that tap this part of the hierarchy of effects, which is the base on which the other effects are built, such as learning. Once that you know, that you are aware, that you have a perception about a brand, a knowledge about a product or service, then you can assess and evaluate information. And then we move to the next stage or hierarchy at a higher level, which is persuasion. And there are a number of tools within the promotional mix that are better suited or more effective for that purpose, right? Like sales promotional activities, discounts, special offers that will persuade. And ultimately, the final goal is to see an effect on the behavior of the buyer, either making a reservation, going to the establishment, patronizing a place, recommending to others, keeping with repetitive visits, etc. And again, that table that we just saw is not only applicable to advertisements, but it can be also extended to the role of tools such as sales promotions. And synthesizing the difference between advertising and sales promotion, I would say you can think about advertisement as providing reasons to buy, and these are more long-term oriented, whereas sales promotion provide incentives to buy. And these are more short-term oriented, right? Because what you want to have is an immediate action by the customer. And there are different orientations for self-promotion in terms of who is the target market, right? So broadly speaking, you have self-promotion directed towards final consumers for the user of a product or service, but you also have those self-promotion that are directed to the distribution channel intermediaries, right? It's called the trade channel. So a hotel maybe is selling not directly to the guest that will come and stay at the hotel, but will sell instead to the wholesalers, travel agencies, right? So the hotel sells to these intermediaries, who in turn will be reselling to a final user. So these self-promotion are specific to these members of the trade channel, which usually requires sales teams. And for chapter 9, we move into other set of tools within the promotional mix menu. And what we see now is public relations, which, as you see on this figure on your screen, comprises different specific activities that range from press releases, newsletters, which are the more traditional, to the more recent social media based strategies with endorsement of celebrities, and also product placements or branded entertainment, which this latter is very crucial for tourism destinations, for example, and we will talk about that. Last but not least, again, personal selling efforts, which can be implemented through a variety of channels, both face-to-face with the customers on site or through digital channels, has a number of roles, as you see on your screen, that I would like you to pay attention when you are reading this chapter 9. And at the end of the chapter, by the way, you have a case study that refers to promotions of tourism through film, television, etc. And the case study focuses on Hawaii, the islands of Hawaii. And I think this case study is oriented more to the way that Hawaiian authorities foster and promote films and movies to be taking place on the island. So for that purpose, I have added a supplemental reading that you can find among the materials for this week, which is Film and Media Induced Tourism. It's an encyclopedia entry that focuses more on the impact of this type of productions into promoting tourism and different places worldwide. For example, you can think about a series of movies like Dan Brown's Da Vinci Code and Angels and Demons, or what we see here on the screen, the recording of the Inferno movie with Tom Hanks, and they promote, or the movie takes place in different destinations in Italy, like Florence, as we see now, but also in Venice. And then the movie also includes as a backdrop Istanbul in Turkey. So please take a look to that encyclopedia entry file. And finally, another encyclopedia entry file that I have included, which I think will encompass or will help you to wrap up the different promotional mix tools into the specific case of a customer journey applied to a tourist trip, which includes three phases: the pre-stay, the attendance, and the post-stay activities. And think about this in terms of where in these different stages the different promotional mix activities are influential in which of this decision-making process from the perspective of the traveler, on which there is an intervention from the marketer that can influence the desired outcomes. And this is both through the digital platforms, in the digital so-called touch points, or physical touch points, which in current business and tourism and hospitality experiences, you have a blend or combination of both.